Have you ever looked around and felt like something is fundamentally broken? It's not just you. Our world today stands at a precarious crossroads, facing enormous challenges that seem to grow bigger every year. On one hand, we have the climate crisis, a slow-motion emergency fueled by pollution and environmental destruction. We see rising temperatures, more extreme weather events, and ecosystems pushed to the brink of collapse. On the other hand, we witness staggering levels of inequality. A tiny number of people hold immense wealth, while billions struggle to afford basic necessities like housing, healthcare, and food. These two crises, the ecological one and the social one, are not separate issues. They are deeply intertwined, like two threads in the same tangled knot. The system we currently live in, capitalism, is incredibly good at one thing: generating profit. It's designed to grow, to expand, to turn natural resources into products and products into money. But this relentless pursuit of growth comes at a tremendous cost. It encourages companies to cut corners, to exploit workers for lower wages, and to pollute the environment because it's often cheaper than being sustainable. The logic of the market dictates that if something doesn't make a profit, it's not worth doing. This leaves us with a system that can produce endless varieties of smartphones but struggles to provide universal healthcare or stop the polar ice caps from melting. It's a system that prioritizes the health of the stock market over the health of our planet and its people. This realization has led many people to ask a powerful and important question: what if there's a better way? If the current map has led us to this dangerous place, maybe what we need isn't just a small course correction but an entirely new map. This isn't about being pessimistic. It's about being realistic, and ultimately, hopeful. It's about recognizing that the systems we live in were created by people, and because people created them, people can also change them. The search for a new way forward is a search for a system that aligns our economy with the well-being of everyone, and the long-term health of our only home, Earth. So people are starting to talk about alternatives, not as distant, impossible dreams, but as practical necessities for survival and flourishing. One of the most compelling of these alternatives is called ecosocialism. It's a big word, but the idea behind it is quite simple. It proposes that we can't solve the environmental crisis without also solving the crisis of social inequality. It argues that to build a sustainable world, we must move beyond a system that is programmed for endless growth and exploitation, and instead, create one that is designed for balance, fairness, and collective well-being. This is the starting point for imagining a future that works for all of us. So, what exactly is ecosocialism? Let's break it down. The eco part, as you might guess, stands for ecology. It places the health of the planet at the very center of how we organize our society. It recognizes that human beings are not separate from nature but a part of it, and that a healthy environment is the foundation for everything else. The socialism part is about how we organize our economy and society. It suggests that the things we all need to live and thrive, like factories, land, energy systems, and technology, should be owned and controlled by everyone democratically, rather than by a small group of private owners. The goal is to produce things for use, not for profit. This represents a fundamental shift from capitalism. In a capitalist system, the primary goal of a business is to maximize profit for its shareholders. In an eco-socialist system, the goal would be to meet human needs while respecting ecological limits. Imagine a company that, instead of being run by a CEO and a board of directors, is run by its workers and the community it serves. They would collectively decide what to produce, how to produce it in the most sustainable way, and how to distribute the benefits fairly. This is what is meant by democratic control over the economy, giving people a real say in the decisions that shape their lives and their environment. One of the core ideas of eco-socialism is the expansion of what we consider to be public goods. Think about public libraries or parks. They are available to everyone, regardless of their ability to pay. Eco-socialism proposes to extend this principle to other essential services. This means creating a system of universal public services where things like healthcare, education from preschool through university, clean public transportation, and safe, comfortable housing are treated as basic human rights. Healthcare, education from preschool through university, clean public transportation, safe, comfortable housing. They would be funded by society as a whole and provided to everyone, freeing people from the constant anxiety of medical bills, student debt, or the threat of homelessness. At its heart, eco-socialism is also profoundly about justice. It acknowledges that the harms of climate change and economic inequality do not affect everyone equally. Historically, marginalized communities, especially people of color, indigenous peoples, and the global poor, have borne the brunt of pollution, resource extraction, and exploitation. An eco-socialist approach insists that we cannot build a green future on a foundation of injustice. It calls for repairing past harms through actions like media group, indigenous leaders in traditional dress at meeting, signing of treaty ceremony, indigenous protest marks taka distribute equally, honoring treaties with indigenous nations, providing reparations for the legacies of slavery and colonialism, ensuring that the transition to a green economy is led by and benefits those who have been most harmed by the old one. What would daily life actually look like in an eco-socialist society? Let's start with work. The nature of work would be transformed. Instead of the bullshit jobs that exist only to fuel consumption or corporate bureaucracy, people would have guaranteed access to meaningful work in sectors that genuinely benefit society. This would mean a massive expansion of jobs in areas like renewable energy installation, ecosystem restoration, public transit construction, and crucially, care work. Nurturing children, caring for the elderly, and supporting community health. With the profit motive gone, the work week could be shortened, perhaps to 4 days, giving everyone more time for rest, creativity, family, and community engagement. The way we live and move would also change dramatically. Housing would be treated as a human right, not a commodity for speculation. This would involve building new, energy-efficient public housing and retrofitting existing buildings to be carbon neutral. Sprawling, car-dependent suburbs would be replaced by vibrant, walkable communities connected by free, frequent, and electrified public transportation like high-speed trains, trams, and buses. Greenbelts of forests and regenerative farms would surround our cities, providing local, healthy food and spaces for recreation. The goal is not to force everyone into tiny apartments, but to create beautiful, livable communities where our needs are met more collectively and sustainably. Our relationship with stuff would be redefined. The current system is built on a culture of disposability and planned obsolescence, where products are designed to break, so we have to buy new ones. In an eco-socialist world, production would be for need and durability. Advertising, which constantly manufactures new desires, would be largely replaced by information. A right to repair would be standard, and products would be designed to be modular, fixable, and recyclable. This would foster a culture of creativity and resourcefulness, moving away from mindless consumerism and toward a creative commons where art, music, and knowledge are shared freely for the enrichment of all. Energy, the lifeblood of modern society, would be sourced entirely from renewable sources like solar, wind, and geothermal power. This would be managed through a combination of large-scale supergrids and community-owned microgrids, ensuring a resilient and democratic energy system. But it's not just about swapping fossil fuels for renewables, it's also about reducing our overall energy demand. By eliminating wasteful industries, producing for need, and creating more efficient communities, we would find that we can live richer lives while consuming far less. A democratically planned economy using modern technology would allow us to make conscious choices about what we produce, ensuring we meet everyone's needs within the planet's boundaries. Imagining a different world is a beautiful and necessary first step, but how do we get there from here? The journey toward an eco-socialist future is not about waiting for a single revolutionary moment. It's about building power from the ground up, right now, in the communities where we live. It begins by fighting for what are sometimes called non-reformist reforms, changes that not only improve people's lives in the short term but also build their capacity to demand even greater transformations. These are steps that shift power away from corporations and toward people, opening up space for bigger changes down the road. So what can you do? The actions are all around you. You can join a local tenants union, fighting for affordable housing and rent control. You can support workers who are organizing for better wages, safer conditions, and a union. You can get involved in campaigns demanding that your city divest from fossil fuels and invest in community-owned solar and wind power. You can advocate for defunding bloated police budgets and reinvesting that money into public services that actually keep communities safe, like mental health care, youth programs, and housing. Every one of these struggles is a building block for a more just and sustainable world. It is also crucial to change the narrative. We are often told that this is the only way things can be, that there is no alternative. We must challenge that story. Talk to your friends, family, and neighbors about the connections between inequality and climate change. Share articles, watch documentaries, and host discussions that explore what a different kind of economy could look like. By helping more people see that the problems we face are systemic, we build the collective understanding needed to push for systemic solutions. Hope is not a passive emotion. It is an active practice of imagining a better world and then working to make it real. Ultimately, building an eco-socialist future is about solidarity. It's about recognizing that our individual fates are tied together and that our liberation is bound up with the liberation of others and the health of the planet. It requires us to build broad, inclusive movements that connect the struggles for racial justice, indigenous sovereignty, workers' rights, and environmental protection. The challenges are immense, and the path is not easy. But humanity is at its best when we face great challenges with courage, creativity, and a commitment to one another. A fairer, greener, and more beautiful world is not just possible, it is necessary. Let's start building it together.